I began feeling symptoms in June of 2013, and my symptoms started very flu-like, and I had fevers, I was exhausted, I would come home every single night just drained and wanting to crawl into bed and just go to sleep. So I got some blood work done, everything was fine in my blood work, and went home, and the symptoms persisted, and it wasn't like they were getting any better. It was pretty much the same thing every single night. About 4 o'clock I would start getting a fever. It would spike up to about 103.5 or so. I would take Motrin, my fever would break in the middle of the night. I would have my body completely covered in sweat, and it was the same exact routine every single night. So about a week later, my husband insisted that I go and see my doctor again to get some more tests and try and get to the bottom of what was happening. We had no idea what was going on. They called me about 45 minutes after my test had been completed, and they said, "We need you to go to the emergency room. There seems to be some sort of a mass in your chest, and we have no idea what it is, and we need to have a biopsy done of your chest and what is in your chest to rule out certain things." They didn't say what they were ruling out. The next afternoon, they performed a biopsy of my chest and my bone marrow, and we determined that it was in fact cancer. And I met my oncologist, Dr. Monrad, and he introduced himself to me and let me know that he would be letting me know if it was Hodgkin's or non-Hodgkin's. And the next day, he let us know it was Hodgkin's lymphoma, and my stage couldn't be determined yet, but I would be determined in the next week or so when I met with him. One of the biggest things that stood out to me was the private spaces in the cancer center. You know, when you're going through something like this, obviously you feel very overwhelmed. There's a lot of emotions going through you. You don't really know, you don't want to look sick. It doesn't feel good to look sick and to feel sick and to be around other people looking and feeling that way. These people saw me at my absolute worst. I mean, they saw me when I was just, you know, I was sick, I didn't feel good, it was my worst days, I was angry, I didn't want to be there, I was, there were so many different emotions going through your head, and these people are the ones that are there with you when you're going through the hardest time in your life. So they were my support system. I would consider them friends while I was there. The nurses sat down and they talked to me, and they gave me extra blankets and gave me food and gave me extra medicine to help me sleep if I needed to sleep that day, or if I was feeling extra sick, they'd give me extra meds for that. They were just very, very accommodating, and they explained everything to me so sincerely. Everything was just very clear as far as what they expected of me and what I should expect of them every time that I went in there. And I don't think that, if you're gonna have an experience like this, nobody wants to go through something like this. This is an awful, awful experience. Financially, emotionally, physically, it's taxing. But to have people there that are just so wonderfully supportive, that are not your family or friends, it's just completely, it's wonderful. On the day that I went in for my 9th chemotherapy session, it was October 31st, 2013, and Dr. Monrad said, "You're not getting chemo today because you're in remission." And I started crying, I was ecstatic, I couldn't believe it. I knew that I still had to go through radiation, so that was gonna begin in the next few weeks, but just to know that I was able to get to that point, that was just so wonderful. I really do just look forward to spending my life loving my husband and just loving my time with him, and it really opens your eyes and makes you realize that life is just a gift and you don't want to take it for granted.